Yo, what up, friends? So, we did it. It's been a week. It's, I guess, Saturday morning now at midnight. But hours ago on Friday, we've managed to accomplish our first major goal with our arrow. I almost said lightning strike. Our lightning arrow, Vengeance Cascade, Totem, Shoot the World build. And it feels good. And it's hi, thank you for being there for all the support and just watching this adventure unfold. I would have recorded this earlier and got this out earlier, and it would have been earlier in the day, and my playtime would be earlier, but Twitch chat wanted to see it and wanted to be there and wanted to celebrate. So if you were there and you saw the awesomeness of what happened, I appreciate it. And if you missed it, let me fill you in on what happened. Now, if you've been following my journey with this character, or you've been hanging out in the YouTube or in the Discord or on Twitch or commenting in the comments on the videos and just been keeping track with what's going on, you'll know that I've been working on this character and I finally achieved my first major goal, or aimed at my first major goal of Headhunter. Now, I took a screenshot just to make sure that I had this, and I got my Headhunter in 3 days, 7 hours, 1 minute, and 14 seconds played. So that's where I'm at with the Headhunter. So that's pretty good. At least I think it's pretty good. I died like a bajillion times. We were a ranger. We knew that was going to happen, but we managed to do it and we managed to get it. And I wanted to talk to you guys about the farming strategy that I did. And I've got some screenshots and I've got an atlas tree, and I'll tell you exactly what I did and how I did it. Now, you've seen a lot of my videos on Blight. You've seen about me talking about Blight, and I did the entire grind with Blight. Every piece of gear on my character, from the 1300 DPS bow to the High Desire to the Fractured Quiver to the Headhunter to the Large Thread of Hope to the Lion's Eye Jewel, has all been farmed with Blight. We did a combination of blighted maps, and we did a combination of farming our own maps in Wastepool. Now, I took a screenshot from the Discord of somebody else who was doing this strategy, and I took a screenshot of my own strategy to show you guys. And on average, when doing maps, things would look like this and explode like this. And this is what happens when you do the Wastepool map. You just start going, you start blasting, you blow up a map, and the next thing you know, blighted maps everywhere. And then you go into another map, and you go blighted maps everywhere. And you're just like, holy bananas. And you just go in, you blow up a map, you do the thing, you get an oil extractor, you extract oils out of your jewelry, and you just kind of blast. Now, a lot of you guys probably have like no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to oils and jewelry and what's going on and who's it's and what's it's. And I'm going to sit here and break down a lot of what's going on for you guys so you guys can see. So you run your map, you do your map, you blow everything up, you get a bunch of jewelry, and your jewelry's, you know, got some stuff on it, and you just do all these things. So we run our map, we take a polished or better scarab, we throw it on our Wastepool map, and we're doing Wastepool. So let me get my thoughts in order here. I'm just excited. It's been a rush, so please forgive me. So I know somebody's gonna be watching and be like, bro, just calm down and focus. So essentially what we did was we took our atlas tree, we took a Wastepool map, we juiced our Wastepool map up, we threw a blighted scarab on there, polished or better, and we wanted to aim for a couple of things. One, we were looking for blighted maps to fall, as that was a large majority of our currency because we were running the blighted maps, and we were looking for bosses in the blighted maps. And the reason we were looking for bosses in the blighted maps was bosses in blighted maps had the opportunity to drop anointed jewelry. Now you'll see that I anointed a pretty bad ring with a completely random anoint on it, just to kind of show you what I'm talking about. So in the atlas tree, there is a node, and it says blight bosses in your map, drop an additional anointed jewelry at them. And I anointed jewelry just to kind of show you. So if we use Awaken POE trade, and we hit the hidden button, we can see the anoint and what it is. Now, a large majority of the time, you'll get a random hodgepodge of jewelry. Sometimes it'll be gold, sometimes it'll be silver, sometimes it'll be opalescent, and sometimes it'll be really bad. Now, if you ever find a piece of jewelry that has a gold oil on it or a silver oil on it, you want to use an oil extractor. An oil extractor says it will destroy an anointed item and recover one of the oils that was applied to that. Oil extractors are roughly about 7C, 6C, depending on the time of day, and oil extractors actually drop from blighted chests if we have the blight spawn node, which is a really, really good node. The blight spawn node also ups our oils, or has a 25% chance to uptick our oils, so it's a it's a really nice combination note to take. Now, when I'm looking at this piece of jewelry, we notice that it is opalescent and clear, and an oil extractor will pull off one of those. Now, with everything in Path of Exile, there's weighting on everything, and everything has weighting except oil extractors. There is no weighting on what oil you pull out, to my knowledge. Now, this could change in the future. This could change by the time this video is out, but everything up until now has said and stated there has been no weightings on oils. So if I use this oil extractor, I will 50-50 that opalescent oil. And that's what I did. I would go run a blighted map. I would go run a wasteful map with a blighted scarab. I would kill the map, do everything, get a bunch of blighted maps, get a bunch of jewelry. If the jewelry had silver or gold on it, I would just rip the jewelry apart and see if I got a bunch of oils. I would then upgrade all of my oils that I got to crimson, and I would sell crimsons at 2 to 3 C a piece. I would sell black oils at 2 to 3 C a piece. I would sell opalescent oils at 6, silvers at 20. Silvers is shot up to 20, and I didn't realize it fast enough, but you should be upgrading your opalescence to silver, depending on the cost. If silver is more than 18C, upgrade your opalescence to make less trades to silvers. Silver sell immediately. Silvers, you should probably, depending on the price of gold, usually gold's not 60C, gold's been about 60C, so you can actually upgrade your silvers if you want to gold. Gold doesn't usually maintain the 60C mark. Gold's probably really expensive because of Vengeance Cascade, plus a couple of other things going on. So just keep an eye on gold, and you really shouldn't always upgrade your silvers, but it's something to think about. So we would run our maps, and I would farm a bunch of blighted maps. Now, blighted maps are really good profit, really good currency, and a really great way to just get your feet wet and running. So if your character cannot do a blighted map and you struggle, you want to do triple amber oil. Triple amber oil will reduce the cost of the buildings and upgrading your towers by 75%, allowing you to spam towers. Now, if you need help with blighted maps, I have a bunch of videos on the YouTube channel. You can go back and check out the videos, or you can comment down below and we could talk about things. But essentially, this will let you spawn a bunch of towers, and as long as you're within a screen or screen and a half of the towers will activate, work, and run, and they'll shoot and do the mobs, and you don't really have to worry about anything. And this is how I started doing things until I got my bow, I got my Hyries and my tamings, and I started being able to do damage. Once my character was able to do damage, I would put on triple teal oil, and triple teal oil would make the mobs and the encounters spawn 90% faster and cut the time down by a 2 minute or 150 seconds. So 2 minutes and 30 seconds. My goal was to do blighted maps per hour. Now, I know a lot of players like doing crimsons and azures and trying to get more lucky chests, but my goal personally was maps per hour, and I wanted to sustain that. So if I farmed up 20 or 30 maps, I would go run 20 or 30 blighted maps. As when I got bored, I'd go back to Wastepool. When I was done with Wastepool, I'd go back to blighted maps. The only thing I had to buy to maintain for this strategy with farming was blighted scarabs. Now, if you go over to the trade website, I'll show you guys how to do this. If I pull up the trade website and I hit the trade button and hit search for items, I can go to bulk item exchange, scroll down to scarabs, go to polished blight scarabs, set a minimum stock of 5 and hit search. Oh, I want to set the chaos button. I forgot to press chaos because I'm silly. So you could see blighted scarabs and polished are about 2C each, which is super, super, super cheap. Back when the league first started, I suggested that you guys take the note on the Atlas stream to get the Blight craft on the map, and this was before there was a wide abundance of scarabs. Now, I would really recommend just buying a mass amount of scarabs and just farming blighted maps. If you want to sell blighted maps instead of running blighted maps, which I think is better, and I'll explain in a second, blighted maps are selling between 9 and 10 C a piece. There's a bunch of people in my Discord who are still actively buying blighted maps. There's a bunch of people on TFT that are buying blighted maps, and there's a bunch of people on the trade website buying blighted maps. So you have a lot of options and a lot of ways to sell blighted maps. If you sell a blighted map through the trade website and somebody buys it, ask them if they want more. Usually they'll buy all of them. So if you run blighted maps, you're going to loot a lot of currency, a lot of oils, and you have to be proficient to make money by being able to flip your smaller currencies and being able to identify certain rare bases that are really good and mods that are on them. For example, necklaces with +1 to skills or a type of skill is usually worth more, or like a good piece of jewelry that has some stats on it. But a majority of your currency while running from blighted maps is going to come from oil sales and from converting your currencies. So what I mean by that is every time I got 400 or 450 or 500 fusings, I would sell the fusings. If I got a bunch of baubles, I would sell the baubles. If I got a bunch of chaos, I would immediately convert it to a divine. So as you start building up bubblegum currency, I would do 15 or 20 maps. I get a bunch of bubblegum currency. I would convert all of that to chaos and then convert the chaos to a divine. And that's just how I would do it. I would do a bunch of maps, convert, and buy. And this was a way to keep you on your toes and not let your currency stockpile. One of the best pieces of advice that I was given while playing Path of Exile that I want to pass to you guys is don't hoard your currencies, don't hoard what you have. If you don't need it, sell it. And just from showing you guys both on stream and in videos, you see the progression that my character's been making by just getting rid of things that I'm not using and constantly moving my currencies and constantly progressing my character further. Now, I know one of the major questions that's going to come up is, what does the Atlas tree look like? How did you do your Atlas tree? And before I redid my Atlas tree, I copied down what I did. I refined it a little bit. You need about 119 points. You don't need all these points. All of these points are extra for strong boxes, and we'll go over that in a second. So, thanks, Malwarebytes. So, what happened was, we were running Wastepool, and we were running Wastepool instead of Toxic Sewers because Wastepool can now drop the Doctor card. And that is a really good chance and a really good reason to do Wastepool, because what if, you never know. So that's why we chose Wastepool. Toxic Sewers is still a really good map for blighted maps and a very fine choice, but why not give yourself the opportunity for a Doctor card? Now, if your character can do them, essences are really good, and we took a bunch of essence notes. If your character can't do them, don't worry about the essence. The essence just added extra currency to our map. So I took immune response because my character was able to do it. I came up to epidemiology for more blight nodes. I took these for extra reward chests. I came up here for the blighted towers to deal more damage and the mobs that take more damage. Up here to the anoints that we explained earlier, the oil extractors, more quantity, harbingers, and strong boxes. You do not need the harbingers, you do not need the strong boxes, you do not need the essences. These are all things that you can add to your maps to increase your profit per hour. If your character can do them, yay, great, absolutely tack them on. If your character can't do them, you should add extra mechanics as you progress in skill level. Do not overburden yourself. Another major thing I want to bring up is, you'll notice on this tree, I do not take singular focus. Singular focus will eat your blighted maps. It will destroy them. It will eat them. You will get currency instead. It is not worth it. Do not take singular focus. Singular focus is a bait. Unspec it immediately. Same thing with shadow shaping. Also, if you're doing this strategy and you take the immune response node, note that immune response makes the blighted encounters in your map spawn 50% more non-unique monsters. What this means is that it will spawn a ton of monsters and add a bunch of monsters, and you get more monsters with this small node, and this small node. So you will get a ton, and I mean a ton of extra monsters. Immune response also makes them spawn faster. So if your character is not an extremely strong mapper, or you get overrun, you should unspec immune response until your character is stronger. So you just take the 1 point out, leave everything else the same, and keep chucking along. And that's it. That's all I did. I opened a map, I farmed some Wastepool, I got a bunch of blighted maps, I went and ran blighted maps. Now, I mentioned earlier, while I was recording this, that I think maps with blight encounters are more profit than blighted maps. And this is for one major reason: the jewelry. I think the jewelry is really, really, really strong, and you should take full advantage of the jewelry.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Like, full advantage of the jewelry. Oh, I guess I don't have a gold. Sorry, that sold. Now, I made a ton of money off the jewelry, and I really, really recommend that you guys do that too. I also want to bring back up the point of these screenshots. If you look at this screenshot, it's 20C for the silver oil, and then 9C a map. So you're talking 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81. So like 81C in maps, plus 20. That's a good payday for spending 3 minutes in a map that all you did was click the map and click on a 2C Scarab. A lot of people don't like Blight. A lot of people don't like doing this. A lot of people don't like selling blighted maps. A lot of people don't like the mechanic. A lot of people feel that the map mechanic takes too long. Yeah, sure it does. It takes a minute. It's a lot of free money when you have nothing. So I just wanted to share this with you guys. I know a lot of you guys probably will try it. Some of you guys will hate it. Some of you guys will love it. But all I can do is teach you guys and show you what I've done. And it's been great. It's been wonderful. And I appreciate you guys, and I hope you guys have great success with it. Now, if you get lost or stuck, or you don't know what to do, or it's too overbearing or too much, leave a comment down below. Come ask us questions in the Discord. Head over to the live stream. We'll be around to help you guys answer any questions. As far as going forward, I'm going to be saving Forbidden Flesh, or saving for Forbidden Flesh and Flame. I'm going to be saving for an Omni, and I'm just going to be making next steps towards making this character even better and stronger. And I'm going to be doing that on stream, so you can catch that. I'm going to be doing a completely different farming strategy. It's going to look something like this. This is a test tree. I wouldn't copy this at all, but we're going to be doing a little bit of Abyss, a little bit of Legion, a little bit of Harbinger, and just kind of like messing around. And I'm going to go unlock. I haven't unlocked all my Atlas passives yet, so I'm going to go work on that when I'm done recording. But I just really wanted to get out what I did for farming, how long it took, and that if you guys just, you know, give it a shot, maybe you'll have some great success, and that's all I can hope for. I mean, it took me a week, 7 days. I played a lot. I have 3 days played, but I have 50 divines worth of gear on my character, plus a headhunter. So, I mean, I think it's good. But give it a shot. Let me know what you think. For now, though, I'm going to go get this video ready and out to you guys. I'm going to go get the rest of my Atlas passive points, and we'll see what happens. So long, friends, and let me know what you think, or if you like it or you hate it, or, you know, what you guys want to see next. But for now, goodbye!